Hello everybody, Lithander here. I just wanted to take a little bit to talk once again about the combat mode mod. As anyone who's paid attention to any of my previous combat mode videos will know, I've been playing Guild Wars 2 for about a year and a half exclusively using the combat mode mod. And while I quite enjoyed how the mod allowed me to play the game, there are a few key drawbacks that turned me away from using it. First off, when using the combat mode mod, you're restricted to a targeting distance of around 900 range or so. Don't quote me on the exact numbers, that's just around the range that it feels like when playing the game, comparing two separate skills, one that has a 1200 range and one that has a 900. The reason for this is because the mod is always holding down the right mouse button for you, so that when the mouse moves, the camera moves with it, without you, the player, actually having to hold it down. While the right mouse button is held down, the soft targeting, or mouse over distance, is significantly lower than where you'd be able to click on with an unlocked mouse cursor. The easy way to test this without using the mod is to go into game, hold down right click, and move your camera around so that you can see where you're able to move the hidden, quote-unquote, mouse cursor over a target and have it still highlight to show you that you've got a soft target lock. Ultimately, that's how combat mode handles its soft targeting. Essentially, with the combat mode mod enabled, you'd have to be closer to your enemy even than what is required to show their red nameplate. This means that when playing classes such as the Ranger, that have the ability to attack at or over a 1200 range, combat mode makes it impossible to make the full use of that benefit. I found this out the hard way in World vs. World on my Ranger, when I was going toe-to-toe with another Ranger. We both clearly had Eagle Eye and Read the Wind traded, which increases the range of the longbow skills by 300, meaning its number 1 skill has a 1500 range, and increases missile velocity such that it's impossible to avoid attacks by stutter stepping, which is a tactic wherein you move and stop, or move one way and then another way very quickly to trick the attack system into attacking where you were going, but no longer are. And he was able to hit me, but I couldn't target him back to return fire because of the range restriction on soft targeting. Secondly, with combat mode enabled, every hill, rock, ledge, tiny bump, or other seemingly insignificant obstacle on the ground would interfere with my ability to maintain a soft target lock on my target. Enemy moves out of line of sight, target drops. Alternatively, when using ground-targeted skills, all of the aforementioned obstructions would impede my ability to target around or past them. Trying to ground target a blink up to the top of a hill? Good freaking luck, it's just not going to happen. Third, when running with the Zerg, or even fighting around neutral mobs like wolves or deer or critters such as squirrels or rabbits, it becomes very difficult to keep the soft target method of targeting that combat mode uses from switching targets when you don't want it to. A good example of what I'm talking about is most easily noticed when using ranged weapons. Most ranged weapons are able to hit targets slightly past the edge of their max range, such as the longbow for rangers, for example. With an enemy targeted, pressing the attack button typically starts the auto-attack sequence. However, should your target happen to move farther away from you, or you away from them, they may inadvertently, or intentionally, be moved outside of your auto-attack range. When this happens, it is actually still possible to hit them with auto-attacks, or your number 1 skill, by activating the skill manually over and over again. However, the game will not continue to auto-attack until you're once again within auto-attack range. This means that you get to keep mashing that attack key. When using combat mode, this means that you're clicking, because click is used as your number 1 skill, constantly. This also means that because of the way combat mode handles soft targeting, if another target moves between you and your current target, chances are you're going to end up switching to the new target instead of the one you were trying to kill. Heaven forbid that low-health elementalist who used his mist form to run away, and a guardian looking to protect his friend, should run towards you while you're click spamming your number 1 skill to hit the slightly out of range elementalist. You're now left targeting the guardian with no way of regaining your target on the elementalist who's almost dead. Yeah, good times. These are the key reasons why I have stopped using combat mode, and let me tell you, it was quite the ordeal having to relearn how to play the game, simply because I'd become so accustomed to using the mod. There are a couple of other nitpicky little issues that I had with combat mode, but for the most part they were ignorable. The points that I mentioned in this video, however, are game-breaking issues when attempting to PvP in Guild Wars 2 and use combat mode. Now don't get me wrong, I still think the mod is great and a ton of fun. I still think that anyone who wants to use it should definitely go ahead and do so. I was simply reflecting upon my previous videos when the realization dawned upon me that I'd released 2 videos that were completely pro-combat mode without actually mentioning any of the drawbacks to using the mod, for which I simply had no choice but to come back and fix. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful or informative, please let me know by rating and leaving a comment below. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more in the future. Thanks for watching, everyone. Lithander out.